Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today in deck number 418, we're going to talk about Mizzet Reborn. That's a heck of a way to find out that Niv died, huh? Anyway, before we do, I want to give a shout out to a patron, Mr. Jacob Williams. Thank you, Jake, very much. He actually donated a couple cards for the deck today. So, it wouldn't be possible without you, Jake, and let's get into it. Well, Mizzet Reborn, the latest Wooburg commander that we have, being, of course, one of each color. Now, it's 5 mana for a 6/6 flyer, which normally in years past we have gotten a pretty sweet stack of abilities for just the casting cost of Wooburg. And generally it's 5/5, 6/6 or better, unless it's a sliver, and then it just automatically gets 7/7. But anyway, 6/6 Flying Dragon Avatar. Now, there's a couple ways we can go there, and I honestly thought about doing tribal avatars. But when Mizzet Reborn enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each color pair, i.e. guild, choose a card that's exactly those colors from among them. Put the chosen cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now, the big question has been, how many cards do you have to get to make this profitable? And the answer is at least one. I mean, really. 5 mana 6/6 flyer is really good by itself, and if it comes into play, if it said, when it comes into play, draw a card, we would play it. If it comes into play, draw 2 cards, we would definitely play it. So, anyway, a good buddy of mine, Adam Spain, over at Homeward Path, he does the Homeward Path podcast. We actually didn't talk about it, but we come up with the same thought process for Mizzet Reborn. Now, Mizzet Reborn, I still have not read the book. I've not read the story. I was able to follow a little bit most of when they did the reveal for the cards, but I wanted something tribal Ravnica. I wanted things that was just indicative of Ravnica. We have been there 3 times now. We have 9 sets. More if you want to count the guild kits, but those are all just reprints anyway. But this is tribal Ravnica. So the very first thing I did is I said, well, we're playing 5 colors. We're going to need some color fixing, especially if we want to do, like, to try to maximize that ability, the guildness. So, well, first, let me tell you what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 cycle. I have 6 10-card cycles plus 3 cards. So let's get those 3 cards out of the way. They are all mana rocks, pretty much. Mana Geode, I really like this. Y'all are going to end up seeing this a lot because it's a mana of any color and it scries when it comes in. And then the Firemind Vessel. Now, the Firemind Vessel had to do because, I mean, it's Niv, right? So I had to do it. And then, thank you, Jacob, very much for the Chromatic Lantern. This is going to solve all the problems for the color identity, anyway. But one cycle that I wanted to do was the original Signet cycle. Azora Signet, Rakdos, Gruul, Orzhov. These are in no particular order, by the way. Simic, Boros. This is all 10. Dimir, Selesnya, Golgari, and Izzet. All 10 signets. Because that, I mean, there's certain things you think about when you think of Ravnica. Now, the Shocklands, we all think about that too, but I don't have the full set of, I don't have any Shocklands in here. But I do have a spot for them. I don't know if that'll... And then, of course, we got to have creatures. I settled on the guild mages for a couple reasons. One, it's kind of indicative of Ravnica. You know, when you think of guild mages, you obviously think of Ravnica because, I mean, guild's right there in the name. So, and the beautiful part is they are all hybrid. Now, we have had several iterations of the Guild Mages every time we have been to Ravnica, but the ones that I chose were the ones that were actually guild named. Izzet, Azorius Guild Mage, Rakdos Guild Mage, Golgari Guild Mage, Boros, Dimir, Orzhov, Selesnya. Okay, so I've got one of each signet, one of each Guild Mage. Something else that is typically Ravnica are charms. I mean, we all love the charms, right? Because I mean, they're all instants. They cost 2 mana, and they have 3 options. So, as far as card draw in the deck, you know, it's kind of non-existent. So, the random few modes on a charm may be it. So, we've got the Selesnya, the Dimir. By the way, the guild kits helped out tremendously for this particular deck. I tried to use the guild kit card whenever possible because I love the set symbol actually being the guild symbol. Gruul Charm, Orzhov Charm, Simic, Izzet, Golgari, Azorius, and of course the Boros Charm. The hardcore, we really mean it charm. Now, okay, but I've only got 10 creatures up to this point. Well, 11 if you count Niv. So I said, well, I need another cycle of creatures. Another 10 block of creatures. So what I did was I went to the guild kit. And I said, you know what? There's Bobo. I said I want to use a legend from each guild. Not necessarily the guild leader per se, but just a legend per guild. So we've got Dwarvagamos, the Ghost Council of Orsova, Momir Vig, which by and large probably shouldn't even be in here. I'm not going to lie, because his ability is not exactly amazing. And Agris, yeah. Lavinia of the 10th. Niv Mizzet the Firemind. I was like, yeah, you know what? I feel like I got to have another Niv Mizzet in the Niv Mizzet deck, right? And I did not realize until I punched this card into Archidect that how expensive this particular version has gotten. And I believe this was the guild kit foil. Am I right? Was there a foil? Am I misremembering? I don't know. It's got the Izzet symbol. That's what makes me think. And this card, woo. Storev for the Golgari legend. Rakdos Lord of Riots for the Rakdos legend. Trostani, Selesnya's voice. And then Sazdak for the Dimir legend. And then I said, well, you know what? Here we are in war. We've got War of the Spark has given us something that we don't normally have. It has given us uncommon planeswalkers. Right? So I said, well, I wonder how many of them there are. Oh, look. There's exactly 10. One for each guild. So there's Kiora, Nahiri, Watley, Vrask. No, these are not all foil. I just like half of them. Ashiok. The full Ashiok surprised me as well. Dovin, Angrath, Samut, Kaya, and Saheeli. Saheeli's actually not bad because we've got a lot of non-creature spells, you know. But then that left us with, that's 5 complete cycles done. And I said, well, I need some kind of something else. Something else to flesh out the deck. So what I did was I said, all right, number one, you know, the cards have to be from a Ravnica set, right? But I needed removal, to be honest with you. So I said, well, Shattering Blow can be my Boros removal card. D-Spark can be my Orzhov removal. Pit Fight for Gruul. Trigon Predator as my Simic removal. Now, it is a creature, but let's face it, Trigon Predator is kind of amazing. Sundering Growth for the Celestia removal. D-Sphere for Azorius. Gaze of Granite for Golgari. I mean, you know, why not? Angaras Rampage, because who doesn't love options? And then I kind of got a little wonky here, because I didn't have a... is it Bolt? I can't think of the name of it right now. But Role Reversal kind of tickled my fancy a little bit. Exchange control of 2 permanents that share a permanent type. I was like, yeah, okay. And then Mind Grind. Yeah, this is what we call a slot, right? Now, we also have more options here for lands. Now, obviously, there are guild gates. So I'm running 1 each of every guild gate, of course. And I do apologize to you, to those of you who are listening instead of watching. I'm rolling through the cards, but I didn't figure you wanted to hear me, you know, name off all 10 guild gates. So, and the Simic guild gate, of course, the only one I got shiny. But now we've got other things like, of course, the Gateway Plaza. It's a gate. It does function like a, you know, Transguild Promenade, whatever, but it's a gate. And then we have cards that care about gates, like the Plaza of Harmony. We're probably going to gain 3 life a high percentage of the time. And then a Reflecting Pool for gates? Gate pool? Maybe? Yeah, I don't know. But then, said, well, you know what? To do truly Ravnica, we got to have the mazes in. Here again, thank you, Jake. At worst, yeah, it's one of those win cons that everybody sees coming. But actually, how I look at it is, it's not necessarily a win con unless, I mean, unless you absolutely gotta be, but it's a Thawing Glaciers for duels. I mean, that's good in and of itself right there. As far as the other non-gates, you know, I've got this. It turns any 5 into, or any 5 into any 5 pretty much, any combination of colors, so you can solve that. Of course, we have the Transguild Promenade for 5 color and a Command Tower. Now, the last ones are, it's the Cons block duels. And that's my flavor fail. Because I felt like I needed another cycle of duels. And I didn't have a complete cycle of shocks. This is where the cycle of shocks would go. So, I just don't know that... Yeah, these gain life tap lands are not the answer. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to buy a complete set of shock lands just to drop in this deck. No matter how bad I really want to. Now, that left me with 10 basic land slots. Of course, I did 2 of each. Now, I did use the guild kit guild symbol basics, you know, because those are just so amazing. I tried to represent all the guilds, but actually I didn't, because there's some that I have used in decks. By the way, if you buy 2 guild kits, that gives you just about enough basics for a commander deck. Just about, because I think you get 8 of each one, and that gives you 16 of each. So that's 32 plus your duels, and you're going to weed out some of them. So anyway, that is what I have got for Niv Mizzet Reborn. I know yeah, this is not exactly a high power level deck, or is it, you know, any power level at all, probably, but it's very in flavor of what Niv Mizzet is. You know, he was our last, or well, I say ours, like we're from Ravnica, you know. He was Ravnica's last best hope. Because I've watched too much Babylon 5, right? So, that being said, I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. And I know there are probably some slots in there in the guild removal package. Like, I thought hard about, you know, Putrefy, Mortify, things like that. What do you think? Y'all let me know. But right now, I think it is time to shuffle and cut